Hello and welcome to yet another episode of the Day in Film minicast, or the Day in Film Spooky Cast. Today's Day in Film is a Hollywood classic from a year I can't say I know the number of, sometime in the 1900s. Today I'm talking about Creature from the Black Lagoon, the original Hollywood classic, and man, is this a good one. I have some history with this film. I remember begging my mom to buy it for me when I was a very young child, and getting it and being incredibly bored and not really appreciating the film as much as I probably should have. And now, having gone back in my prime wise years, I am happy to say that I enjoyed it a lot more. Creature from the Black Lagoon follows a group of scientists and expeditioners in the Amazon rainforest jungle, trying to find the fossil remains of a creature that they might be the missing link between man and fish, and finding it and having to survive its onslaught of attack. So automatically I love this film because it is classic Hollywood. Something about those older, super clear visuals and kind of cheesy, obviously fake set designs is just iconic to me. Sorry, I'm fidgeting a lot. I'm just really excited to talk about this movie. The black and white in this movie looks excellent, and I think probably my favorite thing about this movie that is so unique is the underwater cinematography and direction. A lot of this movie does take place underwater, and man, does it look beautiful. In my mind, underwater filmmaking is something that's very new. I think of James Cameron, and James Cameron is like in the 90s and 80s maybe at oldest, and just seeing it in such a already defined and like good looking way all the way back then is kind of just like mind breaking for me. It's very like time distorting for me. It's like that thing where it's like Cleopatra was closer to the invention of the first iPhone than to the first or the last Great Pyramid being built. And by the way, for those who can't tell, I'm sitting in a hamper. Obviously related to Creature from the Black Lagoon. If you've seen it, those who know, skull emoji. But the underwater filmmaking is beautiful, and the way underwater looks in black and white looks almost like another planet. It is just so incredibly beautiful. It's kind of hard not to take notice of. The costume design for the Creature from the Black Lagoon is also just incredible. It looks so real and but also so rubbery and so like wet and just gilly and gross and like it'd be sticky and like flappy to touch. It's really just like gross but looks great. And the way that the actor who plays the creature, whose name I can't say I know, moves underwater, the way he's directed is incredible and really unique, and makes the creature feel like more than just a person in a suit, but actually a 500 million year old thing that's been living in the Amazon forever. Unfortunately, there are still some problems in this film. The characters are not incredibly interesting. A lot of them just feel like they're there to kind of fill up the cast and don't really serve a greater purpose to the story. Not only that, but the story does feel kind of repetitive. It just feels like we get attacked, we recuperate, we get attacked, we recuperate, and it does that for a whole like hour, which isn't a huge problem, but I just kind of wish they did a little more with the creature. I wish there was a bit more direct fighting between the characters and the creature. I love how like powerful and intimidating the creature is, even though to today's standards the creature is not very scary. The score is okay. It's sort of repetitive, especially the creature theme. It never feels like it's as impactful as that first time, and they never really switch it up, which is okay, but I just kind of wish they did a little more with it. I gotta sneeze. It's a weird thing to compliment, but the boat also looks really good in this movie. Having so much of it take place on this very small set, the boat and the lake, is a very brave decision, and it works out pretty well for the filmmaker because it gives the movie a very small, cramped feeling, even though it takes place in a huge body of water. I mean, all I really love about this movie is all that old Hollywood stuff, you know, the set, the kind of cheesy acting, the forced romance, which does kind of stink, but I still love. There are just so many things that are hard not to love about this movie. Granted, it does send some pretty negative messages towards the scientific community and the people that may or may not find themselves in it, which does kind of stink. But at the end of the day, what are you gonna do? Yeah, overall, I give The Creature from the Black Lagoon an 8 out of 10. This is a very memorable movie. I definitely recommend you watch it if you are into classic horror or just horror at all. It really is a very, not important film, but just a classic film that I think you should just watch. But yeah, that's all I really have to say. I hope you have a wonderful day. And I will see you in the Black Lagoon.